Hello. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, we're gonna be trying something new today. Let me go ahead and do that sub resume with only 25 and a half hours. This is crazy, chat. Whack. Oh no, heck oh no. Yo, Crow with the first, let's go. Good job, Crow. Good job. Congratulations on 1,000 XP. Let's go. Man, I didn't start with any drinks or anything. Man, I feel like I'm missing out. What's up, Men's? How's it going? Damn it, Cray. Dangus Cra.
Just saying, you coulda got a drink on the way.
Coulda. However, instead, I didn't. What's up, Divide? You almost got it. Oh, that's crazy. I'm so sorry, man.
I will
What's
not
up,
be
Briggs?
here for
How's it going?
some time.
Aw, silly,
oh, cool,
goofy.
a Red Bull ad.
Oh, cool, a Red Bull ad. Whack.
I might as well make a bot for first.
Oh my goodness. Good luck with that one. I've heard that last time somebody was talking about making macros. I'm not personally against it, but I've heard before that Twitch has banned for macros before. Welcome back from ads. That sounded like it was pretty quick. I don't know if it actually was. I don't know how long pre-rolls get. Again, I really do not like pre-rolls. I do whatever I can to remove pre-rolls. Please refrain from doing anything cool until I'm here to judge you. Ah, understood. Understood. Makes sense to me. Definitely. I have an interesting idea here that I'm going to be testing out as time goes on. I'm actually streaming and recording at the same time right now, chat.
Hi, Orie.
PC set is shitting itself, so hi from phone. Oh no. Hi Munchie, how's it going? Hello. 20 seconds, a single Red Bull ad. Okay, that's not terrible. I'm okay. 2 minutes, yes. And 2 minutes should be the maximum. Pre-rolls, I have no idea. But for mid-roll ads, 2 minutes should be the maximum amount of ads you ever get. Like maybe like 2 minutes and 5 seconds, roughly. Give me a Barony addiction, I blame you, Ori. Good. The first redeem button went off right before I got my mouse on it. That's so annoying. Ah! Oh, that's so close. Barony is so good. But I love Barony so much, dude. Barony is so much fun. Such a good game, in my opinion. There's something. Oh, I need to grab a drink. Thank you so much for the hydrate. I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick,
I believe that pre-rolls are the same max amount as your mid-roll ads.
I think that pre-rolls are different. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that pre-rolls are different.
I tried to shake it, find a way to get you off my mind. Really tried to draw that line. One look from you, I'm praying I could call you mine. Baby, you got my hands tied. No more games. Can't we just say it's me?
At Dividabino, I may or may not be exactly 20 feet from the streamer.
What about the streamer? What happened? Let's push it. I'm so excited for mine to come. Let's go. Last book ship. Are we talking about Utopia? Last book shipped a minute ago. You got your book now. Let's go.
Yep,
Crazy
Pete.
shit. Can't wait to put Expedition 33 on your list on Friday. I honestly, this is actually going to be really unfortunate. It's going to be so much harder to get games through. Now. I'm sad to say it, but it is absolutely the case. It is going to get harder from here. What's up, Shirts? What's up? How's it going? Because after this cycle, so after this Friday, right? So this Friday will be a dev stream. And then following this Friday, after the break and starting in the next week, we're gonna get into not having a second half, which means we have 5-hour streams. Each stream is one thing. It's not a first half and a second half. It's just one thing, which means that there's realistically only 6 different things we can do a week instead of like 14. Oh, thank you so much for the spray. Oh, thanks. So if that's the case, the current intention, or what I would imagine is going to be the case, is that Monday is going to be Utopia. That could be the Adventures Guide. It could be Pious. It could be whatever. Tuesday is going to be Chat Chooses. Wednesday is going to be Blood on the Clock Tower. Thursday is Chat Plays Minecraft or nothing, depending. A lot of people told me that they want to keep Chat Plays Minecraft really bad, but Friday and Saturday are different forms of gaming. Friday and Saturday are kind of like our current Saturday, Sunday, and that does mean, because I did say Friday, that would remove faction meetings, which is tough and unfortunate, but might be something that needs to happen. And that's a long conversation to have.
New things eyes.
But that would be Friday and Saturday would be gaming, so that could be like Silk Song, it can be all of the other games that we get to. But assuming that we want to play Silk Song, then Silk Song kind of has to be like at least one of those, if not both of those. And probably Friend Slop. Friend Slop is kind of the other one. And then Sunday would be probably dev streams with the possibility of Friend Slop. More than likely, yeah. Everything would kind of be getting to happen. Well, Sunday is also a dev stream. Sunday would still be dev streams, which means we still have a chance to work on stuff and talk about stuff in a public space, but everything else would have to be kind of done, outside of stream. I kind of prefer nothing. Chat Plays Minecraft is fun occasionally, but it's always just one person controlling the entire thing. It's also fun without... It's also not as fun without Ori here. And that's kind of the thing about Chat Plays, is that I can be there sometimes, I just can't be there the entire time.
That's a tasty looking yard you got there, boss
Yo,
man.
what's up? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. What's up, mister? Welcome in. What's up, biggest? Mr. Biggest Sir, I love that so much. Welcome in. I hope you're having fun. Enjoy yourself. Make yourself at home. Appreciate you for being here. So... this would be a conversation. It's been a bad time for me with getting to play Chat Plays. Usually I would be able to more. Fair enough. Like I said, it's a cool and it's a really neat and it's a fun idea, but it needs to... dying with the allergies and cooking dinner, I'm so sorry. It needs to be something that more people attach to really make it a consistent thing. You know what I mean? Maybe just make Chat Plays into a thing that happens rarely if you get a chance to be here for stream. But I mean, the problem is that if I'm here for stream, then Chat Plays is probably not one of the things we would do, like, ever. Like, there's almost always something better to put in place if I am consistently here. So, kind of tough, you know what I mean? It can be kind of hard to do something like that. I don't know. I digress, chat. That's my thought process about it. That's my feelings about it. I mean, just on Thursdays, if Utopia gets canceled or something. No, that's fair. Yes, adds up. Hands up for adds up, chat. Hands up for adds up. No, that's fair. I could definitely see it, for Utopia getting canceled or something like that.
I'll use you as a coin flip. Yes or no?
Tails. Whichever one Tails is. Tails is usually no, so... but if someone asks me yes or no, I default to yes. So I'm gonna say yes, but I'm also gonna say Tails. DQ ad, then Borderlands 4. Hey, I mean, I'll take that. A Dairy Queen, and then Borderlands 4. Sure, I don't mind. That sounds like a good Monday night to me. I do think that this stream schedule will help with consistency. It will help not to break pacing as much. I've noticed that a lot of people will fall off right in the middle of mental health break once the topic changes. Once the topic changes, it's kind of like everyone is like, wait, what are we doing now? And then the people who are interested in the second half don't know when it starts, and the people who were interested in the first half are like, well, I don't really care anymore. You know what I mean? New laptop ad. That'd be cool if my computer wasn't already the greatest thing ever. Fair? Question mark? Quite bold. Haven't seen any of these ads before. That's cool. Dude, I'll take some new ads, honestly. I'm so down for some new ads. I'm actually absolutely so down for just getting something fresh. Like, you can spew ads in my face. I get that it's necessary, but like, just give me something pretty to look at. Damn. Not sure what's a decision I like, but is a bad idea. All right, thanks, man. What is going on, Mac? What is happening? I'm very down for a single topic stream, to be honest. I'm very happy for it personally. Want to add ads to your ads? You want to break from the ads? You want to break from the ads? Gosh dang it. Chat, I know this is gonna sound weird, but there's something that I want to work on personally as a streamer, linguistically. This probably is gonna sound out of character, but no, okay. Never mind, chat. I really want to work on, first of all, stop with the ums. kill me. I want to cuss less.
Do you want a break from the ads? Snaps arm in half asterisk. Well, at least you got a break.
It's so hard to get when you play other things other than Silksong. I would like to cuss less. I don't want to stop cussing because cussing is funny sometimes. Stop bumming. I want to cuss less and use it more as like a garnish and give it a little bit more impact than I have been giving it respect for. I cuss a lot. Just bad influences, Ori. Don't worry. I'll be likely fine. I'm scared. Not the fucks. It's going to be 1 month before I can get Ori to play Expedition
Ori
33.
wants to be kids friendly.
No, I don't want to be kids friendly. Not necessarily. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily mind that, but I don't mind saying the fuck word, chat. I just don't want to use it as like every other word. It's really annoying when I'm like looking back.
Will AG 1.5 be among guides or adventures gods?
Will it be among guides or adventurers gods? I think it's among guides. I think among guides makes sense. Or we'll say the fluff instead. The fluff. No, I don't want to. If I need to say the fuck word, I don't want to censor it with something else unless it's like part of a meme, right? Sometimes I'll do that. I'll be like, gasted. You know what I mean? That's funny to me. I'm fine with that, right? But it's like, if I want to cuss, I'm gonna cuss. I just want to be a little bit more savory with how often I cuss. Because I feel like I look back at the videos that I'm editing and I like say fuck. Like it's just a normal word that just belongs in an everyday palette of words. I'll be like, fuck, 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 fuck. I'll be like, oh, the fucking shit fucking dick cock. That's the actual thing I say. That is an actual thing I say. The shit fucking dick cock. I'm like, why? Use actual literacy. Come on, Ori, you can do it. We're not swearing. He's gonna try expanding his vocabulary beyond 7 words.
Ori
Okay.
become SMORT.
Smart. Beyond 7 words. I think we can reach, chat. I think we can reach for like 9. I'm a little scared, but I think we could do 9. I do not hate chat, but Rick says those 7 words being I hate chat, fuck Utopia,
At the Forager
ooga booga.
56 I see the vocabulary of the Maserful language shall be expanded through recognition of the English language.
God, that's so funny. Couldn't be me. Oh shit is my literal catchphrase when my friends point out. I'll never stop the cursing. Honestly, so fair. I don't think it's actually gonna amount to anything, chat. I think I'm just gonna end up. No, I do not hate chat. God damn it. I don't think it's gonna amount to anything. I think I'm gonna end up still cussing a lot. Or maybe just move the cussing to different portions and different places. I don't think I'm gonna end up actually changing anything. But we can pretend like we are. I also really would love to get some fucking earbuds. Yeah, well, we're off to a bad start. I wanna, 2 things that I want. I wanna cuss less and I want some fucking earbuds. That's right. Yes, that is the secret 9th.
You have hot sauce, Ori.
I actually don't. Thank you for asking. I actually don't have any hot sauce, funny enough. I just ran out. Ori don't. Yo, what's up, Sapphire? How's it going? What if we were cussing redeems? It might be a weird idea.
Sapphire.
That would be interesting. A cussing redeem would be kind of funny. I don't know. I'd actually kind of fuck with that. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, chat. Give me an archetype. First one to say an archetype out loud changes the lights. Can't do Maestro. This was Maestro. I know it looks like Mastermind right now, but it was Maestro. So, okay, Genius it is. Never mind.
Lover.
Didn't need the spiel. GG.
Oh, that was easy.
Oh, that was easy. That was easy. Oh, man, so close to Lover. I love Lover lights. No, Ori is in fact doing fucking great. Wonderful. Can there be radiation damage from the Demon Core artifact? Radiation, okay, so there's actually a funny meme about that.
Lover
there
lights.
was actually potential intention for having damage types outside of the main 5, but the way that they would interact is they would technically be a combination of 2 damage types. Stop humming. And they would technically have innate effects, for instance, being unblockable, being undodgeable, or things of that nature, essentially. Do not say
I am 4.2k away from level 95.
That's crazy, Forager. One of the examples would be like plasma damage, acid damage, things along that nature. That is so close. All right, Chad, I think we're ready to get into the game. Which means we move over to the trunk lab and we move over to this. Which I think maybe... So last time we were working on species. Species was the big thing that we were talking about. And Forager said under no circumstances do we finish avian mutants. I was planning on getting to that, but Forager said we're not allowed to. So we'll just move on to the next one.
1 hour and 20 minutes.
Forager said under no circumstances are we allowed to. So let's move to the oculents. Or the caniums. I have not played Belacher off stream. I do not have very much time for recreational gaming, chat. Oculus. Yes, let's do the Oculus. Have we finished all the sectlings? Did we do all of the sectlings? We did. Holy heck, we're so good at this, chat.
Did you do beast mutants?
Yes, we have done beast mutants. I'm actually such a fan of these.
Or
beast
reptiles.
Mutants. Not reptiles, only beast mutants. We have not done reptilian mutants or avian mutants yet. We're radiographic creatures for the nuclear wasteland cities. That's gonna be tough. That's a whole boatload of mechanics right there. You become bee now. Yes, you can be. There's actually bee creatures in the species now. Lebzard. Do something cool like items? Okay, let's go do items. Okay. We can actually work on the reptilian mutants. One of the things that we need to look at, though,
this is good news. We can be bees.
We can be bees. I could be blue, I could be brown, I could be violet skies, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. Okay, we're gonna put the same features right here. And we need a shtick for the... I'm gonna write down the current things. 3 effervescence. Gifted in 1 subtrait of choice. These things don't change.
I have cooked some chimkin and potatoes.
Customized. Okay.
Ori, zoom in.
Do the Oh, thank you. Do the reptilian mutants have anything special about them? Do they have anything special about them? So, for instance, the aquatic mutants have the can breathe in both air and water. Point of fatigue unless they're submerged, and they have the faster water travel. Beast mutants are the ones that don't have anything specific to them. They are just generically beast mutants. Do reptilian mutants have anything special about them?
Reptilian can walk up walls innately.
Walk up walls innately? I know a lot of reptiles that cannot do that. No, you know they have scales. I know they have scales. I mean specifically mechanically. Do they have a mechanic special to them? Such as, you know, having a point of fatigue when out of water, or being able to...
Fire breathing.
Fire breathing would be a talent. Scale-based feature. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Big
Obviously,
block?
reptilians can change their colors.
I feel like not all reptiles can do that.
Cold-blooded, I agree.
Cold-blooded is cool, but I don't think it affects anything mechanically. I mean, you could make them immune to environment, but that'd be kind of weird. Increased physical defense, that's a talent. We need specifically quirks.
Oh, a cold-blooded quirk would be cool.
Would that just make you immune to environmental effects? It's very niche, chat. It is so niche, it's not even funny. It's
MF,
so
point
niche.
of fatigue when in cold.
Point of fatigue when in cold? That's what you already get. Do they get another one? I'm confused. Do we want to make them environment immune? We could give them fire breathing. I feel like it's kind of weird for reptiles to just innately have fire breathing because they're reptiles. I don't know. I'm intrigued. Yes, everything's dragon. Cold-blooded can make the need some sort of issue with cold environment unless you wear even warmer clothes. Maybe clothes can generate heat now. Interesting. Burrows? There was actually an idea for a burrowing.
Cold worse.
We could give them burrowing. The mammons were going to have a burrowing ability too.
Well, I have finished cooking. Time to heat up some rice.
Hot, better, cold, worse. That's a really interesting... They lose a point of fatigue in hot, not too hot environments. See, these mechanically are like super niche because environmental effects are probably a mechanic that gets extremely often ignored. And to lose a point of fatigue from an effect is kind of weird because you normally don't have a point of fatigue. Immunity to poison or something. There's no mechanic tag called poison in Utopia. Will your pet shrimp eat the rice? Do you guys like the idea of burrowing? Because burrowing was something that I intended to include, and the Mammons were going to have that anyways, and it does a good job of giving a little bit of overlap as well.
Don't gain points of fatigue from warm environments.
Again, I kind of... I mean, I could see that. -1 point of fatigue. I feel like -1 point of fatigue would be weird and kind of unorthodox, to say the least. I think not gaining points of fatigue from warm environments is interesting, but I do think it's... I mean, they can have it. It's mechanically niche, don't get me wrong, which is fine. Gales, poisonous attacks don't go to DHP through you. That would have to be really weirdly stated. That would have to be really weirdly stated, because there's no term poisonous, right? Like, poisonous is not a term that Utopia recognizes. So you would have to say, if an attack would ignore your SHP, instead it doesn't.
Poisonous is a weapon effect, isn't it?
Yes, but so is wounding. Wounding is the poisonous effect, but it works on constructs. And if we're pointing at that, then you would have to say weapons with the item tag poisonous, which means it wouldn't work on weaponless, it wouldn't work on spells, it wouldn't work on sever, it wouldn't work on any of that other stuff, and it'd be extremely specific to 50% of the methods that weapons could ignore SHP.
Do they lose scales?
I don't know what that means. Or what that would accomplish. I mean, they could shed skin, but that sounds more thematic than mechanical. Yo, what's up, Sky?
Hi, Sky.
Because I must not miss the Fae. Interesting, Sky. Hello, Sky. I think that my vote is currently for burrowing. Burrowing, I think that if we wanted to do something with ignoring heat and cold environments is possible. Like I said, I feel like it's a very, very niche mechanic, but I'm not mad about a niche mechanic. It's kind of chewing on a quirk slot, but I'd be okay with that. I think that, how did these guys do it? How did the aquatic mutants get away with it? Oh yeah, that's right. They had a big downside. I think having warm and cold environments quirk is just a nice thematic quirk to have.
What would burrowing do exactly?
Right. Burrowing would allow you to use some percentage of your land travel. So, like, let's say you take the travel action with an additional turn action, and you can burrow through loose soil at 2 meters to 1. So
+1 ta in warm conditions, or if had taken heat damage last turn. But that sounds like a talent.
That sounds ridiculously powerful. That is insanely wild. But it also does sound like a talent. Still haven't told you about the Fae character. I still might. I think you should. I personally think you should. If we were gonna do a cold-blooded,
That sounds fun if you could burrow through Magi Matter.
I think it would have to state
Will there
loose
be
terrain.
pattern screamers?
I don't know what pattern screamers means. Okay. Natsuno! Oh my goodness, it's the birthday, Natsuno! Mr. Suno, how are you doing and happy
Natsuno,
birthday!
happy birthday!
Happy birthday! What will burrowing speed not work on? Burrowing speed would have to be GM discretion, right? Because it would have to say something like loose terrain, loose earth. So that would be assuming dirt or sand. And it would not work on what I would assume to be solid slabs of rock, for instance, if you would be able to dig through it. But it would not clarify, right? It would have to be up to GM discretion from that point on. No, I do not think there will be a TD. That's amazing, Nats. I love that. Happy day of birthday. Happy day of the birthday. Okay, we will give the reptiles. Should we just give them amphibious and just let them breathe underwater? I feel like they could fuck with that pretty easy. How many points do they have?
It's the birthday boy.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, I think they should have 19, and then they have a little bit of downside. Yeah, no, they're fine. They can absolutely take one. Yeah, okay. Whoa, that was crazy.
Will they also have burrowing breathing?
Raynice just shared 100 bits. Daily biddies.
Why do we got doubles? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that was really interesting. Why do we have doubles? I'm so intrigued. Okay, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the 100 daily biddies. You're amazing. I don't think they're gonna have burrowing. Okay, so they have ignore warm temperature climates, extra fatigue for cold temperature climates, and amphibious.
Wait, Ori. What if you use cold-blooded to double their heat defense and half their chill defense?
Doubling and halving is a little bit gnarly, and I don't think it would work that simply. Thanks so much for the 2 pennies, Rix. I appreciate you. I think that the double heat is going to be extremely exploitable, right? Because then you just build heat armor and be essentially and just get a ring of chill immunity and call it a day. The only thing that I think you could have with a tail is a prehensile tail, and most of the times things like tails, horns, various appendages that are not functioning hands, even legs, are treated very flavor wise more often than not. I don't think that it's something to mechanically insist, because if you are keeping track, once you start keeping track of limbs, then the game gets probably a little bit crunchier than people want.
Every character that I play has a tail, whether it's organic or not.
That's funny.
Specifically state that this doesn't work with armor aptitude.
Armor aptitude is not the only problem there. There's so many ways to exploit a mechanic like that. Like, the amount of value that you would get out of it is kind of bonkers. However, with that, we do have a number of talents that we need to give them now. So what talents? So of course we said that thick scales would probably be one of them, so that they get that extra bonus to physical defense. Do we have anything else that got thick skin? I don't think so.
I don't like the terrain stuff.
Why don't you like the terrain stuff? Yo, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Big Creek. I could see them having rapid blows or stingers and pincers, or the equivalent, basically sharp claws. Extra artifact slot is interesting. The downside, the hard part about that is that, well, I mean, no, I guess there's no species in the core guide that has a tail, huh? Why some games average out. Got 2 heads, armor and dodge is half from helmets, 4 hands, half it on hand armor. As you said, it's a lot of GM discretion, which Utopia tries to avoid as much as possible. I try to avoid it, yes. Gives a flat favor to all stunt tests, but you
At
can
Sky
either
underscore
have
heights all his
normal leg armor,
siblings,
customized leg armor.
except Azure, have prehensile tentacles.
I feel like I could definitely see an extra artifact slot.
At monkey underscore pasquire, oh interesting. Why doesn't Azure?
Tail artifact slot requires customization. I don't think that flat +5 and -5
At petriglass
is
underscore tower, that seems fair.
That's gonna scale out into nothing. Like once you get into the later game, then it's just, and you get into negatives in that case.
Oh right, they have hair.
Will there be a Hydra playable species? Kind of, not exactly. I very like it for thematic and points of exhaustion for temperature as a core guide mechanic. There should be ways to interact with it. I agree with that personally. Cephalopod. I think the tail is interesting, but like I said, I think that's something that we'd end up having to add to like every species. Like realistically, the way that I see that is basically having some other portion of your body that you are able to decorate. You know what I mean? And when I say decorate, I don't mean like thematically. I mean like literally use as a method of attaching augments to yourself or attaching items. And there's a lot of species who should have that. Transformation? Potentially. Potentially, it depends. It depends where we get it. But there's a possibility for it. We will make this probably 2 body, I'd assume. Do we want to give them a block bonus or a dodge bonus, or do we want to just stay away from that? What else do we want to give them? We could probably give them thermal barrier as well. It'd be interesting, but it would give them... it's kind of against what we were talking about before. Also, some talent that's kind of specific to them would be a good idea. Are all automatons humanoid, by the way? Automaton subspecies will be revealed to me in a dream. Not all automatons are humanoid. They don't have to be. Another question. You're able to wear customized armor even if you aren't the race it was customized for, right? I.e. if I'm roughly the same size shape as a Cambion, I can wear their armor. Not necessarily, no. Once it's customized, it's meant to fit a specific creature. I could see that. I could see that. I think that that's actually a really cool idea. Okay, hold on. Probably in the second subspecies branch, if that's the case. Oh, how do we even fuck with that?
Automaton species has no quirks that change the basic body schema. 2 arms, legs, hands, 1 torso, 1 head.
Ah, I understand what you mean by that. Yes, no, that is fair. I do think that there's a world where you might be able to change that, but so your armor's customized, no one else can wear it? Hypothetically, yes. Or it needs to be re-customized for them to be able to wear it or make use of it. I understand where you're getting from, Petroglass. You can absolutely make an automaton species that isn't the automaton. Question will need to move into DMs, I think, because it's a very specific solution. I'm not sure how it works. It's needed for the thing to keep private. You know what it is? Okay. I think they should get runic buffer, honestly. Let me pull out the copy. Runic buffer is for a point of favor on spell effects on resisting spells, which I think is kind of cute and probably makes sense for what they are. Bioluminescent would be funny too.
Yes, but do the improved consumption species talents cost QP? Were they excluded on purpose?
They were excluded because they were too specific, realistically. They were extremely specific for what they are. They would not cost any quirk points, no. Where are you? Running Puffer, there we go. And we need one more for them, at least to start with. We could give them camouflage. Oh. That's a pretty basic lineup right there, which I think is completely fine for them. Could they take Prideful Warrior? I feel like they could take Prideful Warrior, which is really interesting. But Prideful Warrior, I feel like kind of fits the lizard folk shtick.
Alrighty, have sent DM. Respond once you've got a few less worms in your kettle.
Who put worms in my kettle? I'm kind of tempted to do Prideful Warrior. I feel like Prideful Warrior makes a lot of sense for them. It is kind of interesting because it kind of shoves them into having a stunt build immediately. But I feel like that's kind of the nature of a lizard folk, potentially. Yeah, I'm kind of just not mad about it,
AG1
honestly.
stunt build? Heck yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. We can do that. Okay. Oh, wow, they're kind of, Oh, no, it doesn't work. Never mind.
Spiritual beans.
There we go. Okay. Probably one body once. No, we'll do 2 soul because that's going to give them the stunt increase that they need. Or the stunt maximum increase that they need. So, Prideful Warrior basically allows you to spend 8 stamina to add an additional D8 of damage to your attack. And you can do it a number of times equal to your stunt modifier.
I forgot how customizable Prideful Warrior was.
Did I say stun? Yeah, stunt modifier. It's stun. Spiritual beans.
Also, Ori Prideful Warrior isn't stunt anymore, right?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Rain. Prideful Warrior in species design still says stunt. Huh? Yeah, the other ones are wrong too. No, Twilight Elf is fine. No, it's just the talents.
No, I know. But
Oh, the champion caster? No, that one's fine. It shouldn't have changed at all, no. But Prideful Warrior, Champion Brawler, and Champion Hunter. Whoops. They never forgot this because of how much it hecked up PC build for me. Understandable, have a nice day. You can play a shelled reptile. It's Champion Hunter in the elf is correct, but in the custom species, the talent says appeal. Champion Hunter should
Why
be
did I
stunt.
think Prideful Warrior for custom species you get to choose the subtrait?
A lot of them you would be able to. Prideful Warrior is not one of them. What? Prideful Warrior, Champion Brawler, Champion Hunter. Yeah, this makes me feel a lot less inclined to put Prideful Warrior here because I feel like they could have Champion Hunter. When making tests or calculating based on scores or modifiers, you may use your stunt score in place of your dexterity score, and use your display score in place of your strength score. Wait, what? Oh, whoops. And use your charm score in place of your... I started reading a different ability halfway through. Score in place of your agility score. Yep, that's the one. There's only three, yeah. Goodness me, I cannot believe that. That's unfortunate. Who knows, Sherbs? Who knows? They have a unique-ish talent.
Cry.
They have a talent that only they, as a core species, have in the core guide, but it is available in custom species crafting. It's just written wrong in custom species crafting.
At
Goodness,
Sky
there's
underscore
so much.
heights everything is fine. At Raini's Fouling I cry with you is okay.
They have tongue attacks to grab stuff. That they will not have a tongue attack to grab stuff. They don't have any special. I feel like Petroglass, your interpretation of species design is a lot more specific
At
than
Raini's
what
Fouling, the
Utopia
solar
species
lunar
design
swap
does.
will live somewhere forever in the depths of my soul.
Believe me too, Sky. Me fucking too. We do need to give them another one, and there was one that I was told about that I think that Sherbs originally came up with, which is basically the ability to spend turn actions to increase their block or dodge for a period of time.
I love the swap personally. It feels way better thematically.
It does feel way better. When it comes to species design,
lunar elves should be the sneaky ones.
It doesn't have, like, there's no... How many tails do they have a shell or anything like that? Or at least we're gonna avoid something so specific like that, because a reptilian
thematically
mutant
it works
is
better,
like...
but God, it tripped me up.
They can have a shell, but we're not going to put mechanics on the shell, right? Because the reptilian mutants are supposed to be a generic lizard folk of any variety, right? Or reptilian folk of any variety. So these should be a blanket statement more than anything. The mutants specifically are especially like this. They are half human, half lizard or reptile of some variety. So whether or not they have a shell, I don't want to bar you from having it, but I don't want to enforce you in having it. So there's no mechanics on the shell, but that doesn't say you can't have a shell. Champion Hunter, I think, will be 2 soul. I think we go ahead and go into 2-point
The
talents.
reptile has a shell, takes it off to use as a shield, and replaces it as needed. Kind of like Donnie from Totment.
Totment.
ROTMNT. Well, chest plate armor.
ROTMNT. I don't know what ROTMNT. I know what TMNT is, but chestplate armor. What's that? So it would prevent you from wearing armor, but give natural armor and somehow scales with level or something. Subspecies. I mean, that's kind of the nature of customized armor, right? Is that if you had a shell, you could still customize a chest piece to be plated to you. I would argue, personally. The problem is that reptilian mutant is a subspecies, so you can't have a subspecies to a subspecies. Dynamic initiative is going to be interesting. I am down to talk about that. Let's go into... We are talking lizard folk, right? Yep, that's the one. I think that potentially having that block effect could give the excuse of saying that you have a shield or something along those lines. I think that maybe... how do we want to do this? Smash your pass on the new species, everyone go, Jesus Christ. Fence feels very shell/scales to me, no, 100%. I think that extra block coated, I feel like they're extra block coated in that sense. They do have camouflage. Hard scales is what I was assuming. I do need a name
Dauntless
for that.
Smash.
Dauntless Smash. I think I'm going to call it Stiffen for right now.
At Sky_Heights vote pass dumbass. At Raineyes Fouling wow, didn't think you liked Divergent in that way Rain. At Reichset 404 look that wouldn't be fair.
Okay, Stiffen. You may spend up to 3 turn actions and 3 times as much stamina to temporarily increase your block rating. Your block rating increases by 1d4 for each turn action spent this way for as long as you remain focused or until you use this feature again.
The reason doesn't matter.
I think that will be a good thing for them. Whoa. Heat blindsight to see stuff based on its heat. Utopia doesn't track heat well enough, I think, to do that. I can't imagine a way to do that.
That feels too similar to the tremor sense thing we did, I think.
That is also care. I need a word that basically says to prepare, I guess? Not prepare, but kind of like to
At
make
Raineyes
rigid.
Fouling harden is better.
Harden? I can see harden. I don't think there's any quirks to add actions to add block. I don't think there's any quirks to add block. Well, no, it could be because you can just increase a creature's block rating. Solidify. Well, one of the problems was that I was hoping that this could be a more blanket term. So that we could go like this. In the actual customizer.
Oh, fair.
Reinforce. I think that reinforce is a good idea.
Block Kiffy.
Blockify. But the mutants can have solidify. Or reinforce. I actually like reinforce a lot. Okay. Fortify is actually really cool. Actually, I think I like fortify a lot. I like a lot of those.
Stance. Reinforce doesn't improve over time, sort of. I was like, laughing face, then D.
I think reinforce is fine. And I think reinforce could also be the name of the actual of this thing. You know what? You know what it should probably be is that if reinforce is the name of it, then I think that it should have like solid
Call it Perry
reinforce
just
versus
to confuse people.
solid reinforce versus like live reinforce, so that there's
Perry.
a difference
Block Kiffy is wonderful.
between blocking and dodging. Heavy reinforce would be for block, and then light reinforce would probably be for dodging or something along those lines, so that there's a difference between those two. Does a black Walmart choker with a charm still make me a succubus? Absolutely. What do you mean? Blockify. Get blockified. Okay. In that case, we need one more thing for
At
the
Sky
lizard folk.
Heights, of course it is.
This seems to be more combat focused, so something that probably swift versus sturdy. Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that. Sturdy reinforce and swift reinforce, I think is dope. Something
well, guess
that kind
who's
of
currently a succubus then?
Hey! Something that probably enforces more in their active features rather than their passive features. So like their armor, quote unquote, or their skills, what have you, are thick scales, runic buffer, camouflage. Their actual capabilities are going to be in the second line. So we have champion, hunter, sturdy, reinforce. What will be their third effect? Favor to intimidating. That one I feel like would probably go a lot earlier, because that would probably be a 1 tick. But I feel like lizard folk are not in the intimidation, not enough in intimidation to gain a point of favor for it, I don't think. Or at least to spend a talent on it. I don't think it's enough of their shtick. I think they'd be good at it, but I don't think enough to eat up a talent, personally. We could give them like a point of block, but I feel like they kind of already got a point of block in a better, more useful way. Could give them exceptional combat or exceptional clash if we wanted. Is there another mess up here? Please tell me there's not. That's fine. That's fine. It would only be in the cyborgs, wouldn't it? Rain!
I think that's what I tried to do with Molden's race now that I think about it.
Activated combat should be 2d8, not 2d6. Both cyborgs. Both cyborg talent trees.
In the cyber, in the actual tree.
Yeah. I think that's what I tried to do with Molden's. Yeah, that makes sense.
OLP.
I come in and the first thing I hear is Ori calling for rain like he skinned his knee on the playground. No, I skinned my Utopia on stream is what happened. Oh, you know what?
2d8, not 2d6.
Correct. Could you put in parentheses, due to custom species? They could have absorption, chat. We were talking about that earlier.
Rain
they could
is
have
truly
heat
purple
absorption.
parent to Ori though FR.
Shush, don't even worry about it. Do we want to give them heat absorption? Where whenever they take heat damage, they regain that much stamina?
LOL
We were
true.
talking about the various like effects that they get in that sense. I think that maybe what we could do is we can move camouflage down here and give them basically heat reflection, where they could regain stamina when they take heat damage. We were roughly talking about that. The other option is hypersynthesis, where when they dodge heat damage, they regain 1d4 stamina.
At Sky_Heights, it's a full-time job.
Those are
Can
my
they
ideas.
become poisonous and toxic? Like they are both capable to poison others and creatures bidding them take poison damage.
That is way too powerful for a species. I think biotoxin is something that we've talked about
Venomous
a
and
few times, and I
poisonous.
don't think we could do that again. You do good work. Yo, go follow Moonshi, let's go!
Heat absorption sounds good.
Heat absorption is interesting. It's always one of those things. I feel like it's a more mechanically interesting.
That's a
in my
hecking lie.
opinion.
I don't stream. Everyone follow Monkey LOL.
Follow Munch. Follow Munch. Okay. If that's the case, what would
At
be the name of that?
Monkey_Pasquire more than I do, which is literally never in my life.
I think we could say exothermic.
Maybe I'll stream next week as I have the full week off. But what should I stream?
That'd be amazing.
How often are enemies bidding PCs anyways?
See, that's the thing,
It
is
wouldn't
that
lead to whipping out of mosquitoes in any way.
biting is not a mechanic in Utopia. If you were to bite somebody, it'd be a weaponless attack. But a weaponless attack does not discern whether you
At
bite
the
them
Forager
or you
56
slash
you
at them or
streamed
what
on
have you,
Twitch
what have
before?
you. I need to look up the
Or
exact
nice. At Monkey_Pasquire
wording
Skong.
for this. Yeah, this one. They have a very cheap or very average cost species tree. which is interesting.
WHYYY no bite natural weapons.
It'd be endothermic. Why would it be endothermic?
Or weaponless attack.
I know that endo means inside and exo means outside, but that's the idea, is that you're taking damage from an outside
Endothermic
place.
is absorbs heat.
Oh, exothermic is release heat. I understand. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I get you. God damn it, Rain. Okay. I think we have something here. You have a really interesting build here, in my opinion. That's all not to mention the fact that their main line gives them strong defense, quick footing, rapid blows, and
Words.
claws and horns. So they get one turn action weaponless that does 2d8 damage. They get a pro block, a pro dodge. They get more physical defense. They get more magic buffering. Heat damage absorption, which is interesting. Camouflage, champion hunter, and also hella good block. This is actually such a wildly diverse build, in my opinion. Like, they're kind of like brutish stalkers, which is interesting. They don't have wall climbing. We talked about that as well, giving them potentially sticky feet. We didn't end up doing it.
I did suggest that, but Ori said no because he hates me.
I think that, I mean, it is possible to give them, we could give them sticky feet in place of endothermic if we wanted to. Gecko mutant. But it would also mean that all reptilian mutants would have the ability to climb walls. Lizard. 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 Do we want to give them sticky feet? Lizard.
I think they're one of the most suited for it, TBH.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah, we can give them sticky feet. Oh, thanks so much for
Or
the
maybe
hydrate.
make
Give me just a
something up for jumping higher.
Leap is already one of them. I don't think they should have leap because the beast mutants already have a leap.
Kind of funny, the first reptile mutant I will ever play won't even have legs.
That's another interesting thing, which is unfortunate. And I think that does actually mention the fact, okay, to climb on vertical surfaces and upside down. Okay. I do think that is a quirk that needs to be introduced that people had talked about before.
At monkey_pasquire paraplegic dinosaur.
That needs to be a negative quirk. What was the...
I have seen this snick.
More legs. There was an ability called Handsy that does a similar thing, and I think it's going to be a little bit more to that effect.
At Sherbert_plays do it.
I think that will say
At
minus...
Sherbert_plays he has to be a ranged strength build so he can carry Mario.
No, I actually don't know if this is necessary, honestly. I don't think this is necessary. I think that the number of legs, the only exception to if you are playing a species that doesn't have legs, one of the questions that people ask me is, well, there's no quirk for not having legs. And I said, mechanically,
what species
Utopia
will have transformation for extra legs, extra arms, extra hearts?
I think that people have asked me, I said, mechanically,
Necessary? Probably not, but it could be fun.
There's no actual mechanical change when you have multiple legs. There was one mechanical
Super
change
Mario
that somebody
Odyssey,
told me,
but it's a Utopia campaign.
and the only mechanical change that I heard of that made sense to me was the fact that you can't wear boots, right? If you have no legs, you can't wear boots. But there's a quirk that says that called Exobody, and it says you can't wear a specific armor type. So you can just take Exobody and not be able to wear boots, and you would have a legless creature. If it would change your land travel in some way, well, there's a quirk for that too. The only downside is you can't wear multiple pairs of boots for having extra legs. So I don't think I'm going to be adding a quirk for that. I don't think it's necessary enough to do that, and it would begin to not play nice with things like Exobody. So I think we're leaving it there. Finally, we are on to the avian mutants. No, there's not a leggy talent. So if you did Cappy, you would be playing a sentient artifact, which would be something.
Default master flight.
Yeah.
Forager, are you happy now?
No, 100%.
Prince asterisk.
So they're definitely going to take advanced flight.
Cosmos made one.
But they need ridiculous downsides. I think that they might be in a spot where they can't wear armor. I'm going to be honest with you.
At Onion DB high.
They need something. Actually, you know what? No. I know what it is. I remember what it was. That's what it was. Oh, these poor guys. They already have armor must be customized. That's fine. And wait, what? Are those two separate ability? Are those two separate quirks? Huh? Oh, it is. Okay. I didn't realize those are two separate quirks. Wild. Yo, what's up, Onion? How's it going? Would the silly birds be small? I was just looking at that. I don't think that they would be small the size, but they are going to get sizable, which means that carry capacity is equal to double strength score, which means their strength score is poopy. They have a really, really bad strength score. I mean, really, really bad carry capacity.
Wait, I stopped looking for a SEC. Are we doing burbs?
Yes, we're doing burbs.
This is why minotaurs are impossible on Pia.
What do you mean? Why are they impossible on Paya?
So you could,
They're literally a
optionally
species
anyways.
for them. Yes, you could. You could make the burbs small if you wanted to. Why did that hurt? Yay, burbs!
Remembering those burbs you drew.
Okay. I think that they end up getting.
One
should
of the
they?
subspecies could be small. Number 4
Unfortunately,
legs
they
for
are a
minotaurs?
subspecies. They are a subspecies. What? Minotaurs don't have 4 legs. Minotaurs only have 2 legs. Are you talking about centaurs?
Minotaurs have 2 legs in most depictions.
Yeah. Verb objective, make a parakeet that just screams. I fucking love this so much. I think that realistically, they're probably going to get this line or a shadow of this line, removing camouflage and taking champion brawler instead of hunter would be my guess. In which case this would be appeal score in place of your power score, and display score in place of your strength score, I believe is how that's written. And sturdy reinforce, they would get swift reinforce, which would basically just do their dodge rating instead. So they're kind of a little bit of shadows of each other in that instance.
I've got a minute and a half of them.
You can play a beast mutant centaur, but I don't think a centaur would be able to wear any amount of foot armor realistically, and you just have to wear 4 boots instead of 1 for a single boot instance. That's the customization of it. Half centaur, half horse-headed minotaur. That's just a horse with a human sibling. I fucking love that. I've seen that before, and I think it's so funny.
Centaur with 2 legs SMHMH. I just remembered Soup named
it's a
my
centaur
owl
with 4
Duder
legs.
Medley, and I'm so happy with that name.
Champion brawler. I want to make sure that I did champion brawler correct. Yeah. Oh, but it's charm instead of display though. Duh. Did I do that wrong on this one as well? It is display. Yeah, there we go. Okay. This I feel good about. I feel like a swift reinforce and a champion brawler on the bird people is a good idea. A horse with absolutely no hair, a human covered in fur. Gross. There are a lot of burbs to inspire avian races. Yep. No, there is a no leg quirk.
Should they have slow swim speed?
Slow swim speed? Can we even do that? I think they should have a swim speed of 0.
Okay,
Realistically.
I'm back from ads. Cosmos homebrewed
Oh.
on, but it's not official Petri glass.
No, Leggy has a lot of weird interactions with other quirks, in my opinion, that I don't think is worth jumping into. Should they get fortunate?
But how can spiders have 8 legs?
Because they have 6 arms and 2 legs. They can use their additional arms.
And caterpillars
Tell me, guys.
100.
One of the examples is Exobody and Anomalous. Both of them are
I'm
armor
bored. I'm gonna
specific,
draw a snick.
but ducks. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was just thinking about the swim speed on that. And I don't think, yeah, no, there is not a quirk to reduce swim speed. We would have to remove it and create a new quirk for that, and I don't think the birds need that. There comes a point where, okay, even if you have more legs, Utopia states you cannot gain the effects of multiple boots, right? Like, no matter what happens, you can only have 1 foot armor or gain the effects of 1 foot armor, even if you have 100 legs, is basically how the rules is written is right now. Other than that, it has no effect mechanically. No, a sentient caterpillar would probably have 6 arms, because the amount of quirk points that you would need and the balance on that would be non-existent. Realistically. I think that if you had
that
98...
you are wearing boots, not how many pairs you have.
If you have 98 legs and you can wear half as many, if you can wear 49 pairs of boots, you are going to be unstoppable, because it is so cheap and quick and easy to make bullshit boots that give you ridiculous power. I mean, you could get like an extra like 200 land travel out of that. What's up, Zephyr? What am I guessing? Give me a guess. Tell me what to guess. Caterpillar race would probably have a bunch of vestigial legs that don't do anything. That's the idea. Just got out of hip hop dance club. It's crazy, dog. I actually used to do hip hop dance. How was it? Tell me about it. What are they gonna get? What are the burbs gonna get, chat? What are the burbs gonna get? I feel like the burbs have thermal barrier, if I'm being honest. I feel like that's a little bit weird, but I feel like they'd probably get thermal barrier. Where they get heat and shield defense because, you know, sky creatures. Caterpillars are tiny. Used to do hip hop too. That's awesome. I think having thermal barrier makes a lot of sense personally. Unfortunate that one of the other subspecies also got thermal barrier. I don't love that. And in a similar spot is unfortunate, but I digress.
I can see thermal barrier anyway.
Can't birds jump? I have no idea if they can jump. I've never asked a bird before. We need something for... They could get youthful or proud.
Extra speed.
I can't give them extra speed because, I mean, they already kind of have their speed quirk-wise capped out because they already get an air travel equal to double their speed score. Sneak attack is interesting. I don't think there's anything innate for a sneak attack, but there's things that can help a sneak attack.
Birds can jump a little, I think.
You know what? We could give them caster abilities, actually. Yeah, we could give them creative and caster stuff because nothing has caster stuff. And they would be some wild-ass casters, I'm gonna be honest. Let's trip out on thermal barrier and go to creative.
How much stamina do they spend when flying? Please, Ori.
For a turn.
Stop.
Not another winged caster. Ha ha. 4 stamina when flying. Just imagine a corvid hopping around. Oh, that's true. That's true. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. Because what? None of the other casters are flyers in the core guide. Flyer, and none of them are casters. They're all physical combats.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, but what other would be the caster? The reptiles? The aquatics? Or the beast.
Do birds need to do a hand wave thing component
I
for
don't
spell?
think that makes sense. Sorry. Bird people having caster abilities is so much fun, and you know exactly why if you think for just a few seconds. That's what I thought. To have a
No,
hand
they
wave
sing
thing.
bird song.
No. No, you do not require hands to cast spells in Utopia. That is not a requirement for casting. I think that probably fortunate, and then probably fortunate here. You make a test. You may spend 3 stamina to re-roll a single 1. May only re-roll any number of dice once per test. And that will be a 1 mind, 1 soul, because I'm pretty sure that's a 2. Yeah, that's a 2-fer. I think that right here will be probably champion caster. Kind of weird that they get both, because they get champion brawler in one and champion caster in the other, but oh, it's also unfortunate that it's in 2 different spots too. That sucks for them. Oh, maybe champion brawler and champion no, I think that bird should have appeal more than anything. It is splitting them up in kind of a really awkward way, but making tests or calculating based on scores or modifiers. May use your language score in place of your resolve score, and use your charm score in place of your will score. That one might be a little bit awkward. That one might be a little bit out of the way. I'm gonna be dead honest with you, but we'll get back to that later. I was thinking, yeah, kind of opposite of lizards realistically. Oh, you know what lizards could have that would be fucking wild is regenerative. Do you want to give lizards regenerative? Because that would be kind of whack. Because there's a lot of lizards that are able to regenerate limbs, right? I feel like that would make a lot of sense for them. Gives them an even tankier build, which I feel like
Regenerative makes a lot of sense.
I think so. Regenerative when you take the deep breath action. 1 SHP. We give something else regenerative? Not that we can't, but I was thinking about. I don't think so. I don't think anything else has regenerative. Reptilian mutants. Oh! Oh yeah, the Sentinel Sectling has it. You're right. Wild. Sentinel Sectling and Reptilian Mutant both have regenerative. I think I would change it on the Sentinel Sectling before I change it on this, personally. However, that does mean that we have 2 creatures that are tank-style builds that have sticky feet and regenerative, which is interesting.
Shop healing.
No, you're right. You were right, Prime. I can't believe you remembered that. Regenerative SHP. We could give them deep heal instead, actually. Deep heal is a similar effect, but not the same. Which I feel like is more, that's in essence of growing limbs and stuff
Ori,
like that.
It's random enough for me to remember it when it came up.
That is such a powerful freaking ability, dude. Such an insanely powerful ability. That's more in the world of regrowing limbs is what deep heal is. So, I feel like that makes a lot more sense for them. We need something for the... Could they have Otherworldly Gift? Otherworldly Gift is interesting.
If asterisk.
If I got a nickel for every time. Otherworldly Gift would give them a little bit of a support boon. I don't know if that's really their shtick necessarily, but it is on par with something that they could do in my head. I feel like Champion Caster is just not working in my head. I think that maybe giving them more of a support build would make sense, where it's like a little bit of magic, but more focused on just support, realistically. Which would mean that Otherworldly Gift would end up in here. Or please, I don't like bird people, stop this. Haha. Creature within 5 meters of you makes a test. You may spend 1 interrupt action.
At Rain Eyes Fouling
and
Grins
4
asterisk.
stamina.
Poor Rain.
Up to once per test to give the creature a point of favor. So this would give them the ability to give points of favor out, which I feel like would be a good idea. We could give them Halo, but they're basically just an Angelic Cambion at that point, which I feel like is bad. I feel like other than that, we could probably give them like Orsent. Orsent would be interesting. Make them kind of scavengers. I actually am kind of a fan of that. So that they're kind of the best scavengers, realistically. Yeah. Why not Champion Caster? Because it tears away from the fact that they have Champion Brawler. Champion Brawler requests that you have a high appeal score, and or potentially even just a high charm score. Whereas having oh my god, wait, this is so wild. Anyways, whereas having Champion Caster requests that you have a high language and a high display score. So it really separates them and tears them into two in a really unorthodox and non-synergistic way that I don't really like a lot. Hi Kanto, how's it going? Champion Brawler seems a little bit at odds with their build. Champion Brawler is really nice though, because they can use their charm score to increase their dog shit carry capacity. In my opinion, it allows them to focus more on the social side of things, especially as a potential support build. I think this is really good for them. They seem to be the most supportive. Creative is very much the only spell thing that they have. And they're very mind and soul focused. They're kind of bards. The avians are kind of bardic in nature, I would say. They have very bard-based abilities, but also their species tree, just the species tree of the mutant, is very combat-focused in of itself. So they're kind of bardic combatants. They're also fast as hell. They're actually a really, really crazy build. They're super fast. They have 1-turn action attacks. They have really good reflexes. They have the ability to dodge out of basically anything. And realistically, they're pretty good
Warrior
support
poets,
builds.
Perhaps.
What's up, everywhere? Thank you so much for being here, buddy. Welcome in,
At
welcome in. If
everyone
you're
free, hi,
enjoying
welcome
yourself,
in.
please make sure to follow and make yourself at home. I appreciate you a ton. When a double champion making them go soul, soul, soul. That was the kind of the problem is that it really splits up their build and makes them not great. Warrior poets is a great way to explain it. I think that the bird folk are kind of warrior poets. Big fan of this build, honestly, chat. I'm a big fan of this build. I'm about to need sunglasses, dog. I've got a light that's just shining in my eyes, and I have like permanent spots in my vision right now. It's crazy. Okay. Hold on just a second, chat. I just pointed the light up a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna mess up the lighting on my face, but here we are. That's funny. Oh, look who's happy. So we have an option. We can talk about the...
Often you want to spec into 1 subtrait/trait, not 2 traits or 3 to 4 subtraits.
Poet avians! Warrior poet avians! If bird songs aren't multilingual.
If bird songs aren't multilingual. WHYYYYY.
So we can work on more species. If you guys are interested in other species, we could work on that. Or we could talk about dynamic initiative, because that's something that we do want to talk about.
At prime underscore is underscore I can play a
more.
jack of all trades and you can't stop me.
Purples. Lamau. I could definitely see working on, I know that Sky's probably going to say that they want to see the halflings. Rix is probably was talking about dynamic initiative, and I'm okay with talking about either of those. What is bird person spec?
I do
Same
want to
as the
see
rest
the
of the mutants.
face.
I don't know
Laughing
yet.
face. At Sky underscore heights, hey, you're still the master
I have no
of
idea
none.
what the mutant spec is yet. We can work on
if magic
halflings,
arts are an option thing, give birds option out of 2 champions. At immense senator 4 but better than a master of 1, smiley face. Why? Because I am evil.
Let's see here. I think that halflings are probably going to start with 1 and 1. Like 1 block, 1 dodge. I feel like that doesn't make sense for them to have a ton. Oh yeah, I need to look
Definitely,
up how
but they'd be lucky as heck.
100%. Let me just grab this real quick. Okay, there we go. I need to delete all the species branches off of these because I wrote them wrong. There we go. So the options for halflings that we have are leprechauns, gnomes, gremlins, and fairies. I presume they're probably going to get
Gremlin
quick
is
footing,
a
honestly.
species?
Yes, it
I
is.
love that. Gremlins, laughing face.
I'm so excited for gremlins, honestly. Okay, so for all of their features, I think we're going to need... Oh, shoot, I forgot to add the poopy. Then we go back to halflings, and we're going to add these features right here for each one of them. I think they're probably going to have 1d4 block and 1d12 dodge. They're going to be pretty low, and realistically, probably super low on a lot of these as well. Like, I'm thinking like 2, 4, like 7 or 8. Which is such a wild spread to have, may I say. That's kind of crazy.
Here.
Gifted in probably only social subtraits. Welcome to here. Let me grab the character sheet and probably innately, probably language and appeal. No, language and portrayal. And I think
can do
that
23 dodge tie very much.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15, 16, 17. 17 innately, which means they're all going to get this silly little quirk. $19 and... Oh, this is... That's a talent. Oh, we're so good. We're so good. We can up their stats a little bit more. That or give them a little bit of room for some extra stuff, which also might not be a bad idea. But they're all going to innately know illusion. We can give them 8 effervescence. That's so interesting. I love this.
At Reichset 404, hey, I have
POV
2
0
now.
body. Crazy cute body. Oh, bye Utopia. Unfortunate. You're going over here now.
And I can have 27 plus dodge with that.
My eyes are still, they still have dots in them, dude. I was staring at that light for so long.
Tai
Oh,
very
goodness.
much.
They're definitely gonna have contract here. That's for sure. Contract here is probably gonna be the end of one of their lines.
Ori, sent you a thing from before.
Okay.
At Rainey's Falling, and once I'm done with you, both will be property of Rick's.
This is probably gonna be too lengthy of a description, but
It is relevant.
I think that for right now, we're just gonna add this as stated. Yeah, like that. It's perfect. Oops. And then 3 soul.
At Rainey's Falling, oh very mastermind of him.
Uh-oh. Don't want to do that. Hold on, chat. Ah, I see. There we go. Okay, so we have contract here. Mischievous is definitely a big one. I feel like that's going to be a big part of their shtick, to say the least. Mischievous is a no-brainer. Dang. Point of favor on appeal test made against creatures that are hostile towards you. Tireless, I feel like makes a lot of sense. I think I'm going to throw it into the other tree, though, so that they don't need to sleep. Tireless, probably hypercognate, I would say. They probably, yeah, I think it makes sense for them to have quick footing, realistically. Quick footing, I think, is going to be a good idea.
https://docs.google.com/spreadsheets/d/1vw6917x@1e9go xn4 demut leeton58cvq/edit USP equals sharing.
Well said.
I can Java 35 dodge.
He's locked in on making the silly short men. The silly short men. Here they come. I don't know if Proud makes a lot of sense, I feel like. Proud and Youthful kind of makes sense, but I feel like it's kind of spending a lot of synergy
That was the funniest
on not a
freaking
lot.
chatbot message ever.
Camouflage, I could definitely see camouflage. Body and a soul for that. I think that quick footing, so we have tireless, quick footing, hypercognate is still one that I think is necessary for them. I do not hate you, Forager.
At Reichset 404, what do staggeringly attacks do? I love the Fae already.
Oh, fortunate. They are absolutely getting fortunate. Oh my goodness. Probably up here, though. When you make a test,
So you can dodge 2 of them.
may stamina to reroll a single one. May only re-roll any number of dice once per test. And this is in 2? Yeah, this is 2. That would be the entire second line right there, and I think that this line, hypercognate, would probably be a good idea, and then giving them something else that is specific to them also may not be a good idea.
A million dodge is great, but it only works twice. More than 2 attacks and you just lose.
0 stamina and more than 0 DHP. Okay, one more thing that I think is more specific to them would be a good idea.
At Reichset 4043 if you have the green spec.
This is really interesting, but should we just give them one singular talent of impressionable?
Don't make me make a cockroach.
There are cockroaches in this game, at least in the expansion. Do we just give them a single impressionable? It's so awkward. Watch someone have Conquer and do 9 consecutive attacks.
Impressionable?
One single impressionable where they can steal one talent. Just one. I would have to read exactly what impressionable says.
That's really interesting.
Shunyan, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate you, buddy. I hope you're making yourself at home. Thank you so much for being here. Impressionable is... Yeah, so they would have to take, this is so awkward for them, they would have to take specifically a 4th tier talent. They cannot take like a 1st or a 2nd or a 3rd tier. They have to take a 4th tier talent from somebody. Yes, it's the human subspecies tree talent, correct. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I feel like if you make it any tier, it's way less awkward.
That's just not how, that's not what impressionable says.
I kinda love that. That is kind of cool.
Okay, impressionable they are.
That kinda hilarious. I only want your tier 4. But I'm down for regular impressionable too. What did I miss? Ads got in the way.
We will be doing dynamic soon. Proceeds to take Berserker. It has to be a 4th tier. It cannot be a 3rd tier, and it cannot be a subspecies. It has to be a 4th tier. Oh, the problem with picking an A or B talent is realistically more than anything just space. It takes so much space to write something like that, and it's very bad for bookkeeping.
Oh, my bad. Proceeds to take beautiful asterisk.
Lamau. cost of this talent is equal to the cost of the chosen talent plus 1 soul. Yep, that's the
At
one.
prime underscore is underscore IAORB talent.
They probably should have beautiful, honestly. They probably should have beautiful. It's kind of weird that they don't, but actually, you know what? I think some of the subspecies can have beautiful.
A/B talent. You update a copy of the talent, and if it crashes you keep using B copy.
Huh? If it crashes? What do you mean by if it crashes? Are we crashing Utopia? Wild. Put that right there. Put that right there. Put that right there. I think these are all small creatures. Leprechauns might not be, actually. Funny enough. But I think everything else here is
Okie
small.
timey.
Okie time? Leprechauns are short, but they're not as short as the other ones. So I think
Android
that,
update shenanigans.
so realistically, they are small creature, carry capacity equal to 2 times strength. This is going to be true for virtually all of them. Will they have any other quirks that we want?
If anyone could update talents, it would be some sort of automaton subspecies.
Was made to be crashed. One of the first vehicle parts was a ramming device. It's all proof I need. True, Prime. True. Forager, I am reading it. I am reading it. And no, I am short. I'm aware. However, I am not a small creature mechanically. Ford F-150 win. Actually, people have done it. People have talked about doing the Ford F-150. It's kind of crazy.
Okay, new high score 38 D12 dodge at LVL 10.
Nice.
Ori
I
should be a small creature
mechanically. I should not be. Thank you, though. Gosh dang it. I need to figure out what their quirk spreads are going to look like, because I feel like the
LMAO.
halflings need some kind of specialized quirks for their different counterparts. At least to some extent, because some of them just kind of got shafted by being small. So is there any positive quirks you want to add to them?
You gotta fit in a 1mx 1mx 1m cube to be
Actually,
small.
Yes, correct. 1 by 1 by 1 meter cube. You know what? You know what we might be able to do actually for quirks is just give them
I'm
another
sure Ori
art.
can do that.
Gremlin, that doesn't make sense. I feel like for fairies, they could have enchantment. Okay, fairies are good. For gremlins and gnomes, something good. What if they just can't physically speak? Like, period. That would be kind of crazy.
Someone should get necromancy.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Fairies also need basic flight.
Gnomes to me are earthy and crafty and live in mushrooms.
That's true, actually.
Okay, innate necro is wild and I love it.
That's so expensive for them. I think they have an innate air travel of 3 for 5 stamina per turn. Can they take enchantment as well? Because carrier, that's... I think they can take that as well, actually.
Imagine starting with alteration and ability to cast plants.
Yeah, that canceled out. I think that they can have an enchantment as well. Okay. Someone should get necromancy. What the hell? Who would know? Which one would know necromancy? Welcome to here, Donut. Innate alteration is fucking whack, dude. Earthy and crafty and wild mushrooms. I agree. I think that
At sky
gremlins are
underscore
going
heights
to.
in mate alteration.
Not
Gnomes
physically
no
speak.
necromancy by default. It just never
We're at
comes up.
-4. It's actually kind of funny. They just know necromancy because they do. Oh, gremlins should get a transform.
If they live in mushrooms, it's a no-brainer. Wait, gremlins transform, yes.
That's so
Who
funny.
transform?
I think they just get a generic transform, right? Where
At
they
sky
just become
underscore heights
strong.
bigger gremlins. Angie Gremlin.
Angie Gremlin. Angie Gremlin. Should they... We could give them a specific set of quirks if we wanted to. If we wanted to. Do we want to do that? Should they transform into a large creature, chat? They can. They can transform into a large creature, which would be so fucking funny. Oh my goodness. How that's +3. We need a negative quirk and we can have up to one more.
Large bioluminescent and idk. Technically might not work with species rules, but I'm here for it
+3.
either way.
Becomes large and carry capacity becomes 15x. We can put some really powerful stuff on them at this point. Should they grow more arms, chat? Should they get more arms?
Their armor and augments still fit?
Augments do, armor does not come with them. Oh wait, no, never mind. Yes, it does. Shit. Yeah, they get to keep their armor when they're transformed. We can give them more arms.
Maybe give them a strength boost?
Strength boost is, I don't think it has a way to do that innately through quirks specifically. What if when they transform, they can cast necromancy? Just saying, it'd be kind of funny, right? You can give them another art.
LMAO crazy. That's cool. I'ma be back in a SEC.
I mean, it's kind of weird because, like, innately, like, if you build a gremlin mage, then you take necromancy and your transform just isn't as good anymore. So,
It's a
It's
funny meme
3
thing though.
quirks.
Extra arms,
Oh,
necromancy,
you're right. Yes,
and
you
big.
do get a buff. You do get a buff if you know the arm twice. Yo, you're right. You're right. So they do get something out of it. Okay, so gremlins are the casters suddenly. I guess they're all kind of casters actually. Now that I think about it, they're all
At
innately
Ray Nice
casters.
Fouling, yes.
And they need something else. That is 6 because that's 3 and 3. So we need a -2 quirk. And cannot wear...
What is the buff for knowing an art twice?
I'd have to go look at it again. Chat, pick an armor type that they can't wear. Is it just mages? But how much mages?
No head.
Okay, that's
2
what I put.
Angie.
2 Angie for head. What's up, Sage? How's it going? That's in quirks. Okay, it's 4 stamina, 5 less stamina, and 6 less stamina. As long as it uses the art that you know twice. Yeah, you're right.
Shoes.
Shoes.
I am confused on what is happening.
Gremlins are so funny. We are building gremlins, literally.
Gremlin is Angie.
We still need a quirk for gnomes. Should they just know evocation? Snack. Why would they take breathless? Dice Goblin.
Gnome should know craft.
We're talking about quirks, not talents. They will know craft, but we do need...
Being big necromancer with 4 arms could make breathing harder.
You can only have 3 quirks, so we already put 3 in. Throws dice to fight. That's actually so fucking funny.
What transform debuff?
Transform debuff is that they cannot wear head armor. Transform and out of transform, but different sizable. Technically have both 2x and 15x strength capacity. I understand where you're coming from. I think that the ruling will have to work off of intention more than raw, I think, and become an example of that. Because you can't have sizable twice. So I think by stating that you take a quirk a second time, that it overwrites.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Well, there's a few new custom quirks. Does it fall off? That's kind of a question that will have to be answered. I'd assume not, and I would assume that it would say basically that. No, I'd say it falls off. I think falls off is fair. I think that it literally enters your inventory off your head. Yeah, there would need to be more transform rules. It's technically unstated, but when you make a creature that does the thing, if it clarifies what happens, then it becomes an example for what happens. Head armor. Because when you transform, you cannot wear head armor. Otherwise, actually, you know what? We might be able to give them a better debuff that makes a little bit more sense thematically. If I'm being honest with you, because I have an idea. They might just lose. Odd shape doesn't make sense. All of the armor weary ones I feel like don't make that much sense. I think we just half their land travel. I know it sucks, but I think we just half their land travel when they gremlin transform. Beef.
Ori, don't ruin my idea like this.
What do you mean?
Nuuu, Gemblin should be kick.
They are quick. Until they transform into a large creature. Until they grow 3 meters in size.
Also makes handsy stupid to gain hands in transform. I have no hands, except my transformation I have at all times, which gives me 6. Niche power gaming move, but something.
I've played with people who, no, probably not breathless. I've played with people who have a transform. Now remember, your transform requires that you remain focused to function. So if somebody smacks you really hard,
get tired.
you have to make a resolve test. You have to make a resolve test to keep that transformation going. Otherwise, it ends because you break focus.
I'll be back. Fair enough.
That's my thought process. This transformation is funny. I'm gonna be honest though, it doesn't seem that useful. If I'm being so dead honest, it doesn't seem like the most useful to me, but it's funny. Melee is risky, absolutely.
Could make for some fun roleplay.
What would odd shape transform even do? Your armor would fail to have.
I mean, I
to
think it
usability.
would just be best to make new quirks based around the new races.
There are a ton of new quirks. There are a ton of new quirks.
It's so funny. That's literally what gremlins are for.
We'll keep it around for a little while. No, it shouldn't have to be min-max. There are a decent handful of new quirks. This transform wouldn't work for my purposes, and I'm cry about it. No! What are your purposes? What are your purposes that you're looking for here?
Would you like me to DM you it?
I would love to see. Ah, the spray. Ruthless. Okay. I presume that we give the gnome evocation. The fairy will get enchantment with their illusion. The leprechaun will only know illusion. And the gremlin will know illusion, but get necromancy when transformed. I think that's good for right now. What race is Oki? There are people
Love
who know
these
that.
guys.
I think that this is a fair bout.
Evocation does not seem to summon mushrooms.
No, alteration would. We could give them alteration. Alteration's pretty whack, but they do have the quirk points for it.
And so is Ori.
No. Okay. Yeah, they can have alteration. I think that's fair. Evocation is partially summoning. It's half of summoning. Yeah, plant growth would be alteration.
Give them summon mushroom spell component.
If you're summoning physical components, it's evocation. If you're modifying something that already exists, it's alteration. I personally think that evocation kind of makes more sense, but I could see them having alteration, honestly. These are some of the craziest casters, I think, to exist so far. Gnome wizards are gonna be fucking bonkers. Okay, species branch. We need some stuff for their species. Gremlins will get fast, I think, because we were talking about how they're super quick fast. And even though their land travel is halved, this will kind of help combat that a little bit. We were talking about how gnomes would probably end up getting all of the crafty stuff, so I think they're gonna get ore scent.
5, 6, 6 respectively, I believe.
Yes, 4, 5, 6. At least currently. Ore scent, probably ingenious. Natural. Are they better at foraging or are they better at crafting? Probably foraging, I would assume.
He a forager.
Yo!
Got alert.
Thank you so much for the follow! Welcome in, welcome in. How's it going? Make sure to make yourself at home. Let's go.
Mycometeor for gnomes PLS.
What is a mycometer? I don't know what that means. But if both move forward just more, that's kind of my thought process as
Summoning magical mushrooms.
well. They can do that. Anybody can do that, really, truthfully. I think probably inventive.
So it stays there longer. Summon actual living mushrooms will be a component in AG1?
I mean, you can do that. I can't give that to gnomes. That's too much to give to just a basic species, unfortunately. But you can do that. And I was gonna say, probably natural survivalist. Whoops. Harvest components.
I can imagine these guys farming mushrooms.
Test. The test succeeds 11. A random additional similar component. Only make one awareness test per harvest. Gnomes are gonna be natural artisans, I'm realizing now. I think that, yeah, gnomes are gonna make crazy artisans. They're gonna be really good at it. I
Much
find that
so.
very funny. For gremlins? Do they get stubborn? They might get stubborn, honestly. Berserk will probably be in their skill set. Yeah, no, they definitely get Berserk. That's so funny, honestly. I think... They could each get an expertise. No, not expertise, sorry. What's it called? The one that says you can't have, one that says you can't have disfavor on something. Proficiency. Where's proficiency? Yeah, there it is. We could, each of them could have a proficiency. I could see that. King of the things they get big. Some just decide to smash hard. Real. Do we give them each a proficiency? Proficiency is a 3 talent point, but I could see each one of them with 1. Gnome could definitely have an engineering or an awareness proficiency, I think. Oh, actually awareness. Yeah, no, I think we do this.
Gnomes feel like awareness crafters.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because you know what that means, chat? You know what true sight means? It means that you can
Yes.
forage in 1 hour and you never
Yes.
get disfavor on that. You don't get disfavor on foraging for an hour because you cannot get disfavor on awareness tests. Gnomes are kind of fucking insane. I'm gonna be honest with you.
What is the farming mushroom subtrait?
I have no idea. Probably engineering. Gremlin would probably be power or speed? Speed
So
test?
many gnome character will be born after these go out.
Yeah. Should Gremlin be speed or awareness? What do you guys think?
And general farming and animal farming.
I have no idea, honestly. No, it can't be the same thing. We don't want two subspecies tree to have the same thing. I think speed.
Ads.
Hands up for ads up, chat. Hands up for ads up. Oh, dude, I would play the fuck out of a gremlin so hard. Chat, do they really get necromancy? Why do they get necromancy? I don't think I understand why they get necromancy. Like, this is just, like, kind of bad for them, I feel like.
Like
they
simple
don't-
life forms.
I feel like they don't use this very well. Evocation cannot. No, you need evocation and necromancy to make something alive. I feel like they need some kind of use for necromancy or some purpose to have necromancy if they're gonna have necromancy. Like, what's the point of the gremlin transforming, becoming big, and just making little guys?
Finally back from ads.
What is the point of necromancy for them? I need to know. Because this is currently, like, kind of an atrocious species to play. Summon components with elements. Summon create sentient item, kind of a life form. You can create a sentient item, yeah. I mean, again, you need necromancy to put life into it. What does leprechaun and fairy get? I feel like fairy and leprechaun, one of them gets appeal. I think that realistically, I think that Gremlin would probably end up getting something like divination, which I know sounds a little bit odd, but I feel like that at least gives them some type of battle potential. Like, they're the combat mages here, and I feel like divination is the only one that gives them some kind of combat prowess. Or array. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, the double. I don't know why it's doubling up like that. Thank you so much, Jelly Bean. Welcome in, Raiders. How's it going? Hello, hello. What's up? What's up? Okay, let me go ahead and go like that. Sub ad time. Thank you so much for bringing us back up to so many more hours. And thank you so much for the follow, Max Streams. Welcome in, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. So awesome to have you. Jelly Bean, how was it? How was stream? Tell me all about it. I'm going to go throw in a little shout out for you real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and pin it up until something else
Leprechaun
happens.
gets a talent called Utopia's creator, which states
No.
you may change any rules you dislike.
No.
Hey, you are blocking me.
Ooh, Repo is fun. Repo is fun. What were you playing today? Palia? How was Palia, Jillybean? How was Palia? Welcome in, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please make yourself at home.
I think
Stay
it sounds
safe.
like a good idea.
If you need to raid and run, absolutely make sure to go take care of yourself. Whatever you gotta do. I love you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Jillybean, tell me all about it. I think that Leprechaun probably gets Beautiful? No. Probably Daredevil. So, no disfavor on stunt test. Which would probably be 1 body and 2 soul. And Barry would end up getting Beautiful. So they cannot get disfavor
At
on appeal test.
Petriglass_Tower, I don't know much about AG content, but I don't believe it has a lot of extra magic arts / stuff in arts.
Nope.
AG2 has some with that though. JK Eiley LOL.
Yo, what's up? Oh my goodness, stream was good. We started to play Dead by Daylight, then switched to Palia for some calm vibes. That sounds absolutely amazing. I hope you had a great time. AG1 does have ritual art, but that is all. We need something for these duders. I feel like Fortunate would go to them, right? Fortunate feels more like their thing.
That does not appear to be what Petriglass is looking for.
No. Fortunate feels very much in the line of what the Leprechaun's trying to do, and probably Halo or otherworldly blessing, because I feel like they're probably more on the support side. Otherworldly gift, I feel like is Wayward gift is kind of funny.
Wayward gift? Or Adonais?
I think that would be kind of interesting. They give a little bit of extra pizzazz at people. They can give you a little bit of extra fortune. They just have a little bit of support in their build. But mostly tactical support more than anything. Which would leave fairies as probably getting natural support and healing. They throw confetti at you. Yeah, that's that. Fortune and wayward support is kind of what I was thinking as the kind of gold or treasure, you know, the romanticization of that. I think they take natural support, spend 1 turn action and up to 10 SHP to force a touching creature to regain an amount of SHP equal to the amount spent. We could replace that because I think they're also going to get remineralize. I feel like remineralize is very much inside their wheelhouse. That seems to be a big thing on what they do. Remineralize is the one that lets you, you may spend 1 minute to remineralize water. Any creature may spend 3 turn actions to drink it, regaining 1d4 stamina and 1d4 SHP. Water remineralized this way becomes impure after 1 hour.
I'm just imagining a party full of nothing but halfling subspecies.
That's actually so funny, and I kind of love that.
Are there power, material and refinement mushroom components?
No.
Can you make a living mushroom sword that eats dirt and animals?
I mean, yes and no. Components are not specified that way. You can have mushroom components, but the book doesn't clarify that. Yeah, flavor is free, exactly. They could get something. Ooh, practical usage. I think they get practical usage. Easy peasy.
As soon as AG is released, we do Lord of the Rings.
Or PHP.
Or The Hobbit.
Yeah. I think that's good. That makes sense to me. At least for right now. 3 halflings in a trench coat walk into Mordor. Oh my goodness. These are kind of some wild species, honestly. I'm kind of a fan of these. We just need one more thing for them. One more thing right here for them. I think that we could probably give them something custom in this case. 1 or 2 talent points. I could see a new 1 talent point ability. Yes, magical eyes could also make a mushroom sword. Hypothetically, again, flavor's free. What do we do for a 1 talent point talent that is Fey coded? While we talk about that, I'm going to go ahead and use the restroom and potentially even go grab a little snack real quick. I'll be right back. Got changed in Minotaur, but not in here? What do you mean? Stampede got changed?
Someone wanna stab me in the brain?
Oh, no, Voltaic. That sounds not good. What changed with Stampede? I understand. Okay, I see. I caught it now. Thank you. Thank you for catching that. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now we come up with a 1
At
point
the
talent.
Forager 56, y'all are so kind.
Okay. I will be right back.
At Voltaic grid stabs very hard into brain asterisk YWWW. GTG will look at VOD later. See ya, Petrie. What else can we think of that's very halfling coded? At OnionDB Ori. LMAO. Four species. They love food and celebrations, but I can't think of much else.
All right, Chad, I'm back with my magical pizza pockets. Ah! Ooh! Ah! Yeah! Instruction in particular gonna be something else. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, big ol' ears.
Big ol' ears.
At prime underscore is underscore I ironically, that doesn't seem too hard.
Voltaic's like, that's not that bad. I put Voltaic through way worse. Yo, what's up? Yeah, we are doing species talents. We just finished halflings. Kind of. We have one talent we need left, and we need a 1 talent point halfling specific talent.
What do you mean UVE put me through worse? Hey, not what I expected. What is the worst?
I was making a joke. I was just saying.
Sorry to rate and run, but I need to go get some buttered nudes and shower and get ready for bed.
Dude, enjoy your buttered nudes. For real, dude. Buttered nudes slap so hard. Real. I meant worse than vehicles and structures will take. Yeah. Then yes. Yes, you have. Tee. I said yes, Forager. Oh, excuse me. I said yes, Forager. Go for it. Damn, congrats on the levels. Oh, that was from a caravan. Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of funny. So much experience, yeah. Caravanning will do that. Let's go, Voltaic. Let's go. 1 talent point for halflings. Exactly, Cassius. Point of favor for gambling is so funny. Wait a
single
second.
Point of favor on any roll they make? Idk.
Point of favor is really powerful in all honesty. Rest being 5 hours is interesting. It would have to be like some number like an hour less specifically, because there's an ability in the game that makes resting only take 4 hours, I believe. But they also get tireless. Those two things still coexist.
Rolls with no favor or disfavor already get a point of favor. At sky_heights what?
Always roll with a point of favor is kind of insane. I could see a lower rest. I think it's kind of interesting for them. I do like the for gambling. Or it could be specifically for lying.
At the Forager 56 puts explosive on their healing for the discount.
Explosive healing. Oops.
Favor for lying. Call it storyteller.
Oh, do we want to give them telepathy? Isn't there one called like enticing or something like that? No, they're not. Persuasive. Persuasive isn't quite the same. Favor for lying we could do. Favor for lying or telepathy. Your choice, chat.
I mean, considering Gremlin is mute, right? Telepathy is fair enough. LOL.
No, 100%. I mean, it wouldn't be a new custom one. So, favor for lying. Oh, whoops.
I am a big sucker for telepathy, not gonna lie, but both are good. Cool cat EW crush glitch lit TwitchCon hype, we did that.
Okay, let me check and see, because I'm pretty sure that's an ability in... No, opposite. Okay. One for speed to receive. This is the one. Liar. Liar is the one. But it only costs 1 as a species count. That's actually really good. Okay, yeah, they can have deceitful. And they can have that for 1 soul. Easy peasy. Okay, bet. That is the halflings done, chat.
Rip Gremlin.
That is halflings done.
Can't communicate.
Nope. Gremlin has no way to talk. Which is funny because when they transform, they know illusion and divination, which are basically the 2 forms of magical communication.
Gremlin has magic, they can figure it out.
They have illusion and divination. That is basically the most communicative magic forms there are. Okay. I think that's good for right now. Rix, are you around? It's not going to be called storyteller.
Yes.
No. Dynamic initiative. So this is, we'll go over dice parting real quick because I feel like this is a series of rules that people might care about, but just to talk about that. 1 talent point species talent for 1 point of favor on subtrait. 1 point of favor on subtrait is way more powerful than 1 talent point, which is why it's not around yet. It's super powerful to just roll an extra 3.5 on all blank tests on average. It's very, very powerful. Whoops, my bad. Okay. Dice compacting. So these are 2 sets of optional rules that anybody's allowed to use if they would like, but they do not have to, of course. Dice compacting says throughout the experience, I'll ignore that. Sorry. Dice parting and dice averaging. Apologies, hold on. Dice compacting is just the various forms. Dice parting specifically states when you are forced to roll 4 or more similar dice, such as 5d6, 8d12, you may roll half as many instead. Similar assumes that they'll all be using for the same effect. So you can't use this for half chill, half heat damage. They have to be doing the same thing. So if you're rolling 5d6 heat damage or 8d12 dodge, you know, The total output of the dice is doubled if you half it. If it's an odd number of dice, you put 1 to the side and you don't double that one. The same is true if you're rolling 8, if more than 8 similar dice, so 9 or more, then you roll a third as many and you triple all of them. You leave the additional remainder out to the side and you add it afterwards. Because lying is a specific action,
big
right?
dice numbers.
So, for instance, lying is generally portrayal. By saying lying specifically, you do not get bonuses to intimidation. Intimidation is also a portrayal test, for instance. There are mechanical reasons. For instance, if I were to say dexterity, that means that you get a point of favor on all accuracy tests as well, which is its own talent in of itself, if that makes sense. If I said stunt, then you get a point of favor on all stealth tests, as well as to keep your balance and anything else that stunt might do. By being so specific about it kind of reins in what it's capable of.
It's a similar premise to Orcent versus all awareness tests.
Exactly. This is an optional rule. This is an optional rule, Forager. This is specifically more so for physical tables to make it so that you don't need a ton. This rule would just come down
personal preference.
Absolutely, yes. This is specifically so you don't have to roll 28 dice in a physical setting. Large numbers of dice will be needed in ATG, very big starship stuff. Looks like 128 D10 I need to roll for a collision. That's wild. And that's kind of the thing, right? Is that it's very impractical to roll 20 dice per attack in real life, right? It is not reasonable to have that many dice on you, and it can get really annoying. The other one is dice averaging. So this one's a little bit more convoluted, but it is also quite a bit more precise. If a player would need to roll more than one similar die, they instead roll only one. For each other die they would roll, they instead take the average of that die. The average for a die is equal to half of its maximum plus 0.5. So for instance, the average of a D10 is 5.5. The average for a D12 is 6.5, so on and so on. If a die could not, for example, if a player was expected to roll 3d10, they would instead roll 1d10. Assuming they rolled a 3 on the physical die, the output would be equal to 5.5 plus 5.5 plus 3 for a total of 14. So basically, you only ever roll one die, and you take the average of every other one and add that. What's that, Forager? I'm confused.
I see.
Should be a 1 TP species talent for 1 point of favor at any one specific action. Correct, yes. That is generally how 1 talent point species talents go. It's specific action, you gain a point of favor when you do that thing. What makes you say that it's too powerful, Forager? Again, this is an optional ruling. It's not designed just to do for fun, and your GM has to okay this. This isn't like I'm, as a player, decided I'm going to use dice averaging. This is something that the GM calls for, right? The GM says, oh, you're rolling 20 dice, go ahead and use dice averaging. Doesn't that mean that D4s are always the best? Technically, yes, until you get into the various abilities, but yes. This is a very numbers-heavy form of dice rolling, right? Dice averaging is very min-maxy, and it states that at the beginning, actually. For using the lowest number of dice possible, as low as 1 die of each variety, dice averaging will offer the best results, but ultimately remove most of the random nature of dice rolling entirely. This does mean that the output of rolls can be easier manipulated via in-game mechanics. It does specifically state that, because yes, there is no reason to ever not use a D4 then. There's literally never a reason not to. But the game shifts then, because there's no bonus or detriment to rolling a D4 or rolling a D20 mechanically. Like, you're not spending extra RP for that. You're not charging yourself any components or anything like that by rolling D4s versus D20s. So just always do D4s. There's really no reason not to. It's the only thing you'll ever need to roll. It's a different experience for the game, but it is possible. The game does recognize that, and it's still balanced as it would be hypothetically. However, when it comes to things like gaining an additional similar die, you can get an additional D100 or you can get an additional D4 because all of your weapons use D4s. It's just up to you and your build. And again, all optional rules are very heavily based on the GM. The GM decides what optional rules are in play and how you're allowed to use them, if that makes sense. These are not for players to just pick and choose from whatever they want, because they are manipulatable. They are completely... It's possible to manipulate all of the optional rules for mechanical benefit.
That you ignore.
Yes, the reason these are here, again, are for actual tables I've sat at where you need to roll 16d12 to dodge, and you do that twice a turn. That's super annoying, and counting that up sucks for a lot of people. So giving the option of reprieve for that is kind of what this is designed for. A lot of people like physical dice more than virtual dice as well. Chat, there's going to be ads in 15 seconds. Just a heads up to 2 minutes of ads in 15 seconds. No, I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. Hands up for ads up. Hands up for ads up. Dynamic initiative is going to get really wonky, and I'm excited to talk about that one.
Oh
it's
my,
gonna
I'm
get kind of
gonna
wacky.
become a dice collector just so that I can have people roll enough dice.
Ads should just be starting. I think
Where are
dice
my
party
ads?
makes sense more than the dice averaging, dodge and block,
I'll
etc.
go
No,
walk my
100%.
dog then.
Ah, have fun with the dog. I love dice collecting, dude. Dice collecting is so much fun. I have so many dice. I have so many dice, IRL chat. So many. Oh my goodness. Most of my TTRPG experience is in person. Oh, Forgy, you must have evaded them somehow. Congrats. Lucky, lucky. Give me just a second, chat. Well, enjoy no ads. Husband, looking cute as always. I appreciate you, Tiny Tim. Thank you so much. Love that shirt on you. I appreciate that. Thank you. You have cleaned the sketch of Sneck. I want to see the Sneck sketch.
I'm just waiting for the other barrel to drop and for me to get thrown into ads suddenly.
I see it now. This is so cool. God, I love this. Fucking Krebsy. Me to get thrown into ads suddenly. I don't think it works that way. I don't think that Twitch works that way. I think it would only do it at the start or not at all. You can tell I love drawing eyes. I love that so much. Eyes. Eyes, 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 eyes. I'm really excited and really timid about dynamic initiative, and this is going to need to be tested so much. This is a crazy optional rule. Welcome back from ads, chat. So, the way dynamic initiative works is instead of having 6 turn actions on your turn and 2 interrupt actions on everybody else's turn, nobody has turns. There is no turns. Instead, when you start initiative, everybody has 6 turn actions and 2 interrupt actions. That's it. That's how it works. Initiative, you roll in order. So, like,
Dynamic
let's say,
initiative.
yes, dynamic initiative. So let's say that Sky rolled an 11, and I rolled an 8, and Rain rolled a 4. Rain, you're slow. So in dynamic initiative, we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turn actions and 2 interrupt actions. So this is our initiative right now, right? Fast. So, because of initiative order, because Sky rolled the highest initiative, Sky will go first. Sky will have a choice to do something. It doesn't matter what it is, you get to take one total action. One total action. So let's say that Sky goes to take the travel action. Sky will spend 1 turn action to move. That is the end of Sky. Sky has taken their initiative, and it is now my turn. Let's say I go to attack with a slow weapon. I will go ahead and use 5 turn actions to attack with my slow weapon. That's the end of me. And then Rain will go. Rain will, of course, cast a spell because he's Rain. Now I'm going to get into something a little bit more interesting. Rain's going to cast a spell. Rain will cast a damage spell at me, let's say. and I will block. Okay, so I've used up one of my interrupt actions. Now, normally it would go straight to Sky's turn. However, Rain can hold on with something called an extend action. Extend is specific to dynamic initiative, and it basically means spend an interrupt action to be able to take a second action. So for instance, Rain casted a spell, will spend one interrupt action to extend, and then cast another spell, which will eat up my second interrupt action, because Rain doesn't like me and wants to hit me really hard. Here's the next important part. When it becomes your initiative again, when you take initiative again, you will regenerate one interrupt action. Only one. Doesn't matter how many you have, you only... Correction. Sorry, let me correct myself. You regenerate half the number of interrupt actions you have in total, plus one. No. Rounded up. Goodness me. Okay. If you have 2 interrupt actions normally, like every creature does, you regain
lose so
one.
many interrupts from this.
Hi, Hazel. How's it going? Welcome in. Oh my goodness, it's so awesome to see you. If you have 2 interrupt actions innately, which every creature does normally, you regain 1 interrupt action when you take initiative. If you have champion, which gives you 3 interrupt actions, you regain 2 when it becomes your initiative again. That's basically what I mean by this. So it's Sky's turn. Sky will regenerate an interrupt action, but she's already capped out, so she won't. Sky will go ahead and take a very basic 2-turn action attack. Look at that. Sky will attack me. I can't respond. I have no interrupt actions, so I will do nothing about it. Okay, cool. It's my turn. Boom. I regenerate one of my interrupt actions. I'm going to spend 1 turn action to travel, and then that's it. That's about all I've got. I go ahead and travel, and that's it. It's Rain's turn. Rain will regenerate an interrupt action, but ultimately can't do anything. So now what happens? Now we're at a point where people are going to start passing their turn because they kind of have to. Sky will now attack me again. Boom, boom. I will have to block or dodge. I will choose to block, let's say. So on and so on. Go to me. I will generate an interrupt action, but ultimately I can't do anything. Rain will generate an interrupt action, but can't do anything. It's Sky's turn. Sky has a 2-turn action weapon, we've said so far. So can Sky attack? Yes, because Sky has a turn action and can spend both of these interrupt actions as a turn action. So Sky will use the rest of her resources, the rest of her temporal resources to make that 2-turn action attack. I will block or dodge it, and that'll be the end. Now that every single person is out of turn actions, we start over. That was 6 seconds.
Mages get nerfed too, since you can't deep breathe.
Yes and no. I think yes to an extent. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, you can still do it the same amount, right? You can just cast a spell and then deep breathe 3 times, you know? Or
no, you can't.
Why can't you deep breathe? Yes, patience is extremely beneficial. Patience is extremely beneficial in a system like this. There's one more thing I should clarify. You cannot skip your initiative. If you choose to do nothing when you take initiative...
Because you can deep breathe literally every turn normally.
Yes, you can still do that here as well. 1 turn is 6 seconds, so everything that I just went through was 6 seconds of time. You still regain the same amount of stamina in 6 seconds. You can actually regain more in 6 seconds, realistically, because your initiatives basically infinitely regenerate, quote-unquote. Stalling, that's what it's called. So, let's say it's Sky's turn, and Sky says, I want to be patient, so I want to stall. You cannot take no action. You always consume some kind of resource. So when you skip initiative, you lose a turn action to something called stalling. So you lost your turn action. That's basically how that works. Now there's an interesting dilemma. Let's say, for instance, that Sky had champion. If Sky has champion, Sky can stall with 2 interrupt actions because 2 interrupts turn into 1 turn action, right? When it becomes Sky's turn, because Sky regains half of her interrupt actions rounded up, she will regain 2 and can stall again. So champions become the only ones capable of infinitely stalling. Yes, deep breathing is just stall, but better. Champions can stall for free. Yes, champions are the masters of patience. This kind of nerfs everybody, Forager. I will tell you that in my testing, everybody gets hurt by this because at the end of the day, you just have to be smarter with your turns. It's all about being clever at this point. Everything is about being clever. Because you know what happens now is fast weapons are really cool because on my turn, I go shank, 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 shank.
I absolutely love this system, it's so devious.
However, when it comes to something like this, now I go shank and you get to do something now, such as run away. It's a lot harder. So in order to do that, if I want to go shank, 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 I have to go shank, lose an interrupt to shank again, and then use an interrupt to extend again, and then shank again. Which is fine, I got to shank you 3 times, and I'm chewing through all of your interrupt actions, and that's cool and all. However, now I have no interrupts by playing Flurry like that. Everything is just different. The meta completely changes this way. It is really, really interesting to play with. Because if you only attack me once before my initiative comes around, I'm gonna regenerate that interrupt action. And it'll be like nothing happened. Like, blocking and dodging is a lot more fluent in how it functions. It is so stressful. I've been saying that I think I would like to run this specifically for boss fights. For boss fights, I think it would be really fun to run this because it is so invested, dude. It is so, like, in your face what's happening. You have to be so focused and so strategizing about how you go about everything. It's crazy. Should have more IAs, but that might just be because I have base having so many. I have brain break. No, it is a lot. It is a lot, 100%. Like I said, it's a much more invested form of turn order, but it makes more sense, arguably, and it is really cool in my opinion.
At the Forager 56 you can consume Ta as IA, which gives you better block potential.
So Ori can attack it, Sky can
because
attack it.
Because Ori can attack it, Sky can attack it, and then Rain can attack it. It regains 1 and attacks once, and then suddenly it's getting attacked twice.
Yeah, that's the nature of getting flanked. Getting flanked should suck ass. If 3 things are attacking you, it should approximately suck. You can use your turn actions. That's another really interesting thing, is that with this turn order specifically, you can also block with your turn actions. So if I don't want to use up my interrupt actions for whatever reason, or if I want to block 8 times, if you're able to attack me 6 times for some reason, I can block with my turn actions. So I can go like this, and boom, boom, I blocked all of them. So you can actually block fast and slow weapons using your initiative if you want to. You don't have to like it. It's an optional rule, right? This is why it's an optional rule. It's a very, very big, big optional rule. It's a huge one. It has a lot of changes in the game, but it is an optional rule. And I think it's fun for boss fights. In my opinion, this goes hard when it comes to something like a boss fight. It is wild.
Forager when something nerfs his one play style. I still think it's a much heavier nerf for mages than normally.
It's a nerf for everybody. Flurry attackers get so hurt by this. They have to be so much smarter to make this function. But slow attackers also got nerfed to shit because basically what this is doing is it's reaping everybody of their unresponded turn action economy, right? Suddenly everybody gets to do something and everybody has to change their style when they go about it. How does Warmonger work with it and those types of effects? It means that you can spend your interrupt actions more fluently. So when it comes to Warmonger specifically, right? So interrupt actions, first of all, regenerate, and second of all, are just less useful. So if I were to use Warmonger...
Ori, I want to play with this system and learn how to run with so bad.
Well, we need to do some system testing, so Sky, keep your DMs open. So, for instance... if I wanted to attack you with a 2 turn action weapon, I would have to go like this, or have to go like this. Warmonger basically states that I can do it like this instead. I can conserve my turn actions, which are way more precious than my interrupt actions. And interrupt actions do regenerate. Warmonger also gets a little bit nerfed by this dynamic system, but it's not necessarily bad. Yep, you can attack with your IA that you regenerate, correct. And again, you can regenerate IA really fast if you're good at it. You know what I mean? If you know what you're doing, you can regenerate them pretty quickly. But anyways, that's kind of the long and short of it. I think it's a little bit fun.
This dynamic system is so cool and I'd love to use it.
I'm a big fan of it personally. I'm actually very much a big fan of it.
I think if you just reg and both interrupts it would be better.
We've talked about that. The problem with that is that everybody could infinitely stall then. And infinite stalling is not good. We don't want infinite stalling. Because then it's just a pissing contest of whoever chooses to take action first. So if your eye is regen, you can use like swift casting and dynamic to keep going when you're out of TAs. Correct. Correct. Yes, you can. And
Yeah.
if everybody else stalls long enough, you could swift cast twice in a turn. Whereas normally you can only swift cast once. I mean, no, that's not true. You can swift cast a ton of times in normal turn order, but still. Like I said, you get a lot more movement and fluidity with how you go about it. So, I think it's fun. I think it's cool. There's a lot of conversation to have about it. It is a very, very big topic, to say the least. 8 spells in 6 seconds? Yeah, exactly. The amount of spells that a mage can cast actually goes so fucking hard in the AG. It's not that hard to get 1 turn action spells. But I digress. Archmages go hard, dude. We're playing the system in GMing session. I'm so excited, dude. Technically, you can have infinite actions in 6 seconds? Yes. Yes, you can. I mean, yes and no. It's infinite, quote unquote. But, what? No. No, I don't think you can. No, you always bleed some amount of actions. The best you can do is net neutral. It's net nothing. One who doesn't get an actually bad nerf is ranged and speedsters, potentially. No, speedsters get absolutely boned, dude. As speedsters get so boned, it's crazy. Kind of. There's a threshold of boning when it comes to speedsters, but you'll have to play and try it out and see what you think. I plan to do more testing with it. I plan to do a lot more testing with it, but...
Speedsters are actually good, I found.
Oh, are they, Rix? Wild. Intriguing. Well, there's a lot of conversation to have about it for sure. We got a lot done, I would argue.
Because
we finished...
you can just stall better.
That's fair. No, better stalling makes a lot of sense, honestly. Escaping is a lot easier. It's harder to kill things, easier to not die in this system, in my opinion. In the dynamic initiative, especially. Mutants got finished. Sectlings were already finished, but at least we have those done. And halflings are done now, which is really cool. And of course, we went over the optional rules, which I really wanted to talk about at some point. So, got a decent amount done here. Really cool to have mutants done. I'm really happy to have mutants. They are really, really important. Sectlings got done last stream. Last Adventures Guide stream, we finished Sectlings. But they're the insect species. There are Lumen Sectlings, Sentinel Sectlings, Weaver Sectlings, and Dauntless Sectlings. Those
Surprised
are the 4
face.
subspecies.
I love insects.
They have been a very popular species as of recently. So, this is them. The Dauntless Sectlings are kind of your wasp sectlings, if you will. Weavers are your spider sectlings. Sentinel sectlings are like your ants or your roaches. And Lumen sectlings are your casters, your moths, butterflies, fireflies, etc. And they each have a little set of abilities based on that. They are actually a really unique species in comparison to a lot of species that have existed so far. They have a lot of unique abilities. Moth. I'm very excited for these, dude. I'm so excited for these. Halflings are so wild. Halflings are so crazy. First time a species ever just comes in knowing magic. They're like, no, I just know all magic. Lamau. You can create a species that knows every art by birth.
Right?
Which is crazy. Like unarmed going into DHP. They do not have that. Dauntless did not end up getting that. They got vampiric instead. Still on the fence about that. I'm making a custom insect species, but I guess I won't need to. Lamau. They might end up... I feel like biotoxins still is an ability that makes sense. I feel like biotoxins is a borderline necessary ability. I just struggle to see it. I struggle to see it so hard. I think that biotoxins could be reintroduced, but it's going to be a tough one. Anyways, regardless. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you. I think it's about time for us to wrap up and find ourselves a raid. check. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check. Yep. Okay. You're gonna miss a chunk of tomorrow. Why? Why would you do that? How could you? Tomorrow is chat chooses. Unlurk for raid. Yo, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Tomorrow is chat chooses, which means chat's gonna be able to vote and veto on what we end up doing tomorrow. Thank you so much for the great stream. I appreciate you guys a ton. You guys are amazing. I love you guys so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you. Chat, make sure to copy that raid message. Oh, Headless, I'm so sorry for the complete
Oridon
overkings.
Leprechaun, Oridon BRRR, Oridon Gingerbread, Ori Invasion incoming.
Whoa, what is that?
Oridon a plushie,
How did
Oridon
you
bit
get the
plushie,
Hornet
Oridonaka
tag?
plushie, Oridonala plushie. Tomb Raid, Ori Invasion incoming.
Wait, you can get
Tomb
a
Raid,
Hornet
Tomb
badge?
Raid, Tomb Raid.
Wait, guys, if you sub while we're playing Silk Song, you would have gotten a Hornet badge? Are you kidding me? How did you not know that? What? Okay, well, I'll see you guys. I appreciate you a lot. Love you guys. Post it in the chat. Let them know I sent you. I'll talk to you soon. See you tomorrow. And bye!
Could be good.